You guys, we're at the end. We made it. We're here in the room. Chef's kiss. And we did it on a budget. And I want to teach you how to do it on a budget too. You hear me? I don't know what greeting kind of rolls off the tongue. Hey. Hi. What's up, guys? What's up? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am Rahel, and if you couldn't tell by the title of the video, we are doing an extreme bedroom makeover with a twist. We're gonna be on a budget, baby. We're not spending that coin, we're saving that coin all 2020. So I will try to keep this intro as short as possible, but just a little background. I'm just known as the frugal friend in general. I will not spend money where I do not have to spend money, and I love finding a good deal. Like when other people are flexing their designer, boy, I'm flexing my clearance rack, okay? Keep in mind that we were on a budget, so we did a lot for not a lot of money. My room, you guys, my room is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, you hear me? And we did it on a budget at that. Stay till the end of the video and I will let you know my free furniture hack, because I know that's why a lot of y'all are here. But you have to stay until the end of the video so that you can know how to get free furniture, what everything actually costs. I'll do the official cost breakdown at the end of the video as well. Without further ado, let's get into the video, because I know that's what you're here for, okay? This is the paint that I decided to use for my room. It's just white paint. I wanted white walls, and I had to get a ceiling white as well because ceiling white paint is a little more crisp than wall paint, if that makes sense. You'll see later on the difference between the two. And then I just went in and started painting my room. I used to have blue walls, and then we changed it to this little creamy yellow color here, and I wasn't really satisfied, so we went ahead and made it a blank canvas with white paint. Here you can kind of see what I was mentioning before, where the white paint meets the ceiling, so it creates this gray shadowy effect. So I had to go through and just retouch the ceiling up on the edges with the ceiling white paint that I got. And there you have it. My room is freshly painted and we have our blank canvas, so we can really start the transformation. Moving on to the most difficult yet rewarding part of my room makeover, it's my dresser and mirror. So I just felt like my dresser looked a little old school, so I kind of wanted to give it a new modern twist, and the prep was very time consuming. I had to take out all of my clothes and kind of really get the dresser ready to hold the paint that I wanted to use on it. I removed all of the hardware from the drawers, and there's actually a little metal piece of hardware that doesn't actually have a function. It's just for decoration. So you'll see that in the next clip. It's me and my mom trying to take it out. Since there isn't any nails in it, I believe that it's hammered in, so we had to kind of work the screw behind the piece to pop it out. And then before we painted, we actually ended up filling in those holes so that there weren't holes messing up the paint job. Next we ended up doing some sanding. So you do have to sand in kind of a circular motion if you are planning on sanding furniture down before you paint. I decided to do that because I wanted my paint to last long and I wanted to just adhere to the wood, and I didn't want it to paint straight onto a smooth, slick surface. So I took the time and I sanded the whole dresser down, and it did take a while. My arms were on fire, but it'll make for the dresser to last longer. Then you just wipe down the dresser with a dry cloth, and then once again with half and half solution of wood cleaner and water. Take all the drawers out of the dresser and move them to the side until we are ready to paint those. And then take some tape, and all I did was just tape the bottom portion of each drawer opening. If that doesn't make sense yet, I do insert a little clip of just how it looks at the end after you're done with all the taping. We didn't tape around the whole opening, just the bottom portion, so that it didn't affect how well it glides in, all the dressers glide in. And then we just went and put some tape around the mirror, and that kind of sums up how we prepped for this. So now that we've gotten everything out of the way and everything is prepped and ready to go, we can just continue on with the actual painting. Now on to the fun part. This is the paint that we decided to use. It is a semi-gloss black paint that is a paint and primer in one. So, it just cuts a little bit of steps out of the whole entire process. I decided to start with painting the mirror first as opposed to painting the dresser, just so that I could get a little more acclimated with the paintbrush and the paint and just have a better feel for how it's going to look and work and dry before I moved on to such a big piece like the dresser. Next, I moved on to the dresser, and I didn't really have a specific plan mapped out for where I was going to start or what made the most sense and blah blah blah, but I for some reason gravitated towards doing the front first and then moved on to the sides of the dresser, and really got a good first coat on there. Just to make it easy, I didn't start with the top of the dresser because it just wouldn't make sense in the way I was wanting to do it. As you can see, my hand is literally on the top of the dresser. I'm holding myself up, and I just needed that stability to know that I could put anything on top of the dresser, as I had like the paint can on top of the dresser and just things like that. So it just made for an easier transition to go from the front to the side and then to the other side, and then move on to the top of the dresser. Okay, so when painting the top of the dresser, just be sure to make even strokes, and you actually see me go from one end to the other without lifting the paintbrush, so that I didn't get multiple start and end points with the paintbrush. I'm not sure if that makes sense, or if you're as much of a perfectionist as I am, but I did not want it to be a bunch of start and stops. So I went all the way across, back and forth with the paintbrush when I was on the top part of the dresser. Then once it's all dry and you've let it sit there, you've taken your little breaky break, then you can go back and put a second coat on everything you just did. So I started with the mirror for my first coat, so I'm going to start with the mirror for my second coat, and just go through and put your second coat on your mirror and on your dresser. Oh, but wait, there's more. We still have these dresser drawers to do next, okay? This is the next day. I was so tired from, the 2 coats of paint that I did the day before. I could not even touch these dressers, or these drawers. So I had to come back the next day with a fresh body and mind and spirit and soul and repaint these dresser drawers. And basically all I did, it was already sanded, so all I had to do was literally just paint across each dresser top, and I filled in the holes that were opened because of those little decorative pieces that we took off earlier in the video. So those weren't a problem anymore. So the only holes that were still open were the holes that I needed to use when I put new hardware back into the drawers. So the dressers have 2 coats of paint done, dry, and ready for hardware to be installed. This was the easy part because of how this drawer is set up. As you can see, the face of the drawer goes thin, then thick, and then thin again. So on most of the drawers, the hardware goes on the thinner sides. So everything worked out perfectly. The nails that came in the bag with the handle worked out fine and were screwed in with no problem at all. You'll see that you just literally stick them in there, do a little rough twist just with your fingers, and then go in with your screwdriver and secure it all in place. So that was really no issue at all. The drawers that required the hardware to go through the thicker portion of the drawer were a different story. So the nails that came with the hardware did not fit the thicker portion of the drawers, so I had to go back and get other nails that would fit. The only problem was that there wasn't a nail that fit perfectly, so I had to compensate for the size difference with these little ringlets. I'm not sure what they're actually called, but they're just there to kind of take up space. Although the ringlet and nail combo did end up working out perfectly, I would say that in hindsight, take the drawer that you want the nails and hardware to fit in with you, because there is sizing on it, but it didn't work for me. And so the employees there were trying to help me, and I went back like 3 or 4 times thinking that, we had the right fit, and then we didn't until the end. So what I would say is just take the drawers with you, and then while you're there, you can just test it out and see and make sure that everything is working perfectly. When I tell you, after going there 3 times, I was really over it, but once I finally got it, it was like magic. It was heaven. We were good to go, and then that was really the last step of this whole process. The only thing that's really left is just to screw in all the little pieces and make sure that everything is really sturdy so that, it's not hanging off. And then voila, like you're done. All you have to do is put the drawers back into the dresser, and then you can sit back and admire all the hard work that you just put in to reupholstering your dresser. It's very sleek and modern. I really love it. It doesn't even look anything like the dresser that we started out with, so that is music to my ears. I love it so much, and it just goes with the room. Now on to the foundation of the room. This is a very non-traditional nightstand accompanied by a plant that I just needed to have in my room. I'm gonna keep it real. She is fake, but she is still here nonetheless. Here is a desk that I just thought was so nice for this room. I needed a desk. It was black. It has a glass top. It just looks so sleek and beautiful in this room, so I just had to have it in there. I added a little table under the plant so that she could sit a little higher and be a little more prominent in the room, and just make it stand out a little bit more. And I added a lamp onto the nightstand that was still very sleek and modern. It had silver finishes on it, which matched the silver from the dresser and the silver on the desk. So that played out really well. And it's a white lampshade on top. So it still kind of goes with the whole minimalistic theme that the room has right now. Believe it or not, this entire setup was absolutely free, and everybody knows everything looks better when you don't got to spend your money on it, okay? This headboard I actually got at a separate time than my nightstand, but since they both have arches, I just thought they would go so perfectly together. We actually got it for about $5, and then we spray painted it black. It was white at first, but it just didn't make sense to have one white headboard with all black furniture, so we went ahead and just did our duty and spray painted the headboard black, and it just goes so perfectly and meshes so well with the nightstand. My beautiful mom got me this white comforter set that came with white sheets with a gray diamond-like design on them. Very simple but very cute, and kind of just ties the whole room together, gives it a little bit more texture with just like the designs on the sheets. I was originally going to go for just plain sheets, but I think that this actually works out a little better. And there you have it. That is the foundation of the room. We will be adding decorations, but if I do say so myself, so far, so good. All right, guys, it's time to add in the little details and what is a makeover on a budget without a trip to your local Dollar Tree. For this DIY project, all I needed was glassware, spray paint, fake succulents, and white rocks. I took the glassware and just taped off sections and spray painted it so that some parts were black and some parts were still see-through. And I did the same with the frosted green vase. Combining the white rocks and the succulents into the glassware proved to be a little harder than I thought. It kind of was weird because I thought it would be pretty easy. Just pour some rocks, put the succulent in, and then pour some rocks around it. It didn't really work out that way. We kind of had to have a little system going to where I would pour some in the other vase, and that would kind of make the process go a little smoother. So I didn't show you guys how much I was struggling in the beginning. So if you think this clip shows me struggling, you should have seen me the first go and the second go and the third go at trying to put these rocks into this glassware with the succulent in there. Don't mind my mosquito bites. I was working out outside that day and mosquitoes love me, so the little red bumps are mosquito bites, unfortunately. But as you can see, the glassware did turn out really nicely. There were some spots where the spray paint kind of seeped through, so it messed up the crisp lines, but if you turn that part to the back of the room, no one will ever notice, and we are good to go. My mom has definitely helped me so much throughout this entire process, and I just want to thank her. I am so blessed and thankful and grateful to have the best mom in the world. Right here, she's just putting in my window curtain for me because she loves me and I love her. Green is definitely the pop of color in this room, so I'm taking a faux vine and wrapping it around the frame of my headboard. all the way around until I get to the other side, and you just tie them together. I used 2 vines for this and just tied them in the middle and cut off the excess vine portion of it, and you cannot see it. It looks seamless and it just matched all the way through. I had 1 extra vine left over, so I thought I'd put it to good use and try to give y'all an alternative to a painting that I'll be doing later on in the video. So if you're not into drawing and art and paint, then you can kind of try to use different objects that you have left over from the room makeover and try to turn into art. So that's what I tried to do here, just to give you guys another option. If you thought my smile was big while I was wiping down my desk, be prepared to see an even bigger smile throughout the rest of this video. I was just so pleased with how things were coming along, and we got to this point in the process, and it just felt so good to finally be able to get to the little details and organize my books and my faux succulents, putting my fountain into place, turning it on. It's just a great feeling. You will see that joy was oozing out of me. This was the finishing touch of the day, and although this is not our final product, I was still so happy to have everything done for this day. So I had to give y'all a little celebration dance. You know, don't mind me. I had to do what I had to do. I was proud of myself, honey, okay? It is officially the last day of our extreme room makeover on a budget, and the last finishing touch that I have to do is the painting for over my headboard. And I took the painting down that we put up there yesterday with the leaf idea, and I'm going to actually create my own painting on top of the white portion that was framed before. Here's me trying to show you the outline of it, and the light said, no sis, you cannot see what you have drawn. So I re-showed it to you guys here. So here's just the outline of what I'm going to be painting, and then I just mixed some paint that I got from the dollar store with some water because I wanted a little watercolory type of paint, but I didn't have any watercolor paint on me. So I mixed water and paint and got watercolor paint. You know, easy things out here, easy solutions. Okay, we don't want problems, we want solutions. So I just painted it in really quick. It's really easy. You can do any type of design you want. You do not have to go and spend a bunch of money on a painting to go into your room. We didn't do that. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Not hard at all. I think that turned out pretty darn good. So now I'm just going to hang it back up over my bed, and we are done for the day. Yeah, it's time to turn up now. We are done. We are happy. We are finished. If you are at home, you better be up dancing with me or hyping me up right now, because honey, we did that.
We did that. We did that. Okay, now we're finished for real. We really done. We did that. We're finished. We're happy. We're pleased with the outcome. I'm out of breath because I've been dancing with joy.
So you guys have made it to the end of the video. I thank you so much if you are still here watching me. Like, y'all don't know how much that means to me. But as I promised, I will be telling you my free furniture hack right now. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is download OfferUp. And if you're not familiar with OfferUp, it's just an app where you can get things secondhand. Whatever people don't want, they put on there for either a price or for free, and that's where the free hack part comes in. So all you do is go to the price section on OfferUp and you put in $0 for your max. Once you do that, it does the work for you. Everything you see is free. So you just scroll on there until you see something that you like, and that's when you get it. It's literally that simple. You can actually find quality items for free on OfferUp. People that are ready to move, that need their furniture gone ASAP, they just put it on there. They just put it on there as free, and they say, you know, if you can come and pick it up, it's yours. Just try and put in $0 for their maximum price and see what pops up. You'll be surprised. Nice things come all the time. I'll try to insert a screen recording of just what I see when I go on there on a random day and see if I can find something that looks nice and clean and doesn't have a lot of damage to it. You can do it too. It's literally that simple. It's just a means of going on there, looking and seeing what you find, and then making it work for your space. One thing I will say is that you cannot be picky and on a budget. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. If you have a piece of furniture that you think would look nice, but it takes a little bit of work to kind of fit whatever theme you're going for your room, put in that little bit of extra work, because at the end of the day, if you get a piece of good quality furniture for free and you have to put in $20 of work to make it look the way you want it to look, it's still worth it. Another tip that I think I would give for people who do want to redecorate their room on a budget would be just to not have anything like concrete. Yes, it's good to have an idea, but at the end of the day, it's not like my favorite color is black, white, and green. You know what I mean? It's just like, I knew that green is a very easy thing to attain on a budget, because fake flowers exist, fake leaves exist. You know what I mean? So it's not hard at all to incorporate greenery in your room, especially if you're like me and your green thumb is kind of fake, so you don't mind having, you know, the fake stuff around. It's just for the pop of color, because you don't want things to be too bland. Don't be afraid to get creative. I made my own painting. You can make your own painting too. I gave you another option of where you can put the leaves in, and personally, I like my hand painted one. I think it's cute. It only took me like 10 minutes. It's so easy. It's literally a little line drawing of a leaf and paint it in. Paint the leaf, baby. That's all you gotta do. Stuff like that keeps me within my budget and still elevates the room to a different caliber than what it was before. So if you guys have made it to the end of the video, thank you. You do not know how much that means to me. So if you like my content and you wish to see more of it, please just support. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share the post and ring that little bell so that you can be notified when I drop my next video. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support you've shown me thus far. Yeah, see you in my next video. Bye.